It's Monday. Welcome into Geeks and Gamers Daily. We have so much to talk about. We have never talked about Disney Star Wars on this channel before, so we're going to try to work through it. Ryan famously knows nothing about Star Wars, so I don't know how we're going to get through this conversation at all. But how you doing,
muddle
Ryan?
I'll muddle my way through it. You know, we've never talked about the Acolyte before on this channel, so we figured finally, months after it's been canceled, it's a good time to finally weigh in on the Acolyte.
Yes.
Now that Disney Star Wars fans are raging after they revealed that the Acolyte is the second tallest midget on Disney Plus this year.
Yes, it's true.
Which, that could be impressive depending on those numbers. But unfortunately, Disney Star Wars fans are absolutely retarded. They're stupid. They're dumb. They're mouth breathers. That is the only audience that's left for Disney Star Wars, which I suppose is perfect for most of their directors. That's the audience that they're generally looking for anyway. So yeah, we can talk about the Acolyte.
We can talk about the Acolyte. No, we're not going to argue football today, but I do have my Chiefs colors behind me. Roger Goodell came to my house last night, put a gun to my head, said, if you're not going to cheer for the Chiefs, you're done. So I was like, all right, go Chiefs.
I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen so many videos and so many pictures. Ironically, none of them of, this Bill's false start or this Bill's clear offsides, anything like that. Just these other ones.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah. The refs won. We're just going to disagree on that one. So I do like that.
Josh Allen didn't play well.
I like that the NFL celebrating Taylor fucking Swift on their official Twitter account today, though. Yeah. Because they sure didn't want Taylor Swift in the fucking Super Bowl. They sure didn't want that. Sure didn't. Oh, Taylor and Travis, we're so happy for you. Get the fuck out of here. Get fucked. Fuck the NFL. I'm standing by it. We're not going to do that, though, today. We're not going to do that today, Ryan. We're not going to do that today.
That's fine. A lot of people see what they want to see, and that's fine.
We're not going to do it. We're not going to do it.
I'm glad that I made a whole video on Sports Wars basically saying if you think it's rigged, you're kind of dumb. And I got a 93% like ratio. I was expecting that to get fucking annihilated.
Actually, yeah, that's actually pretty high.
It's because there's a lot of outrage that I think is being pushed by a lot of people, especially on social media. I don't think the general feeling is actually like that. We see this oftentimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I basically made a video saying exactly that, and 93% like ratio on that.
That's very high, actually. So
I think it just tells you something. So.
We have a sports channel.
We do.
And it's not this one. So anyway, bottom line is an Alabama boy is going to destroy the Chiefs' chances. That's what I'm focused on now, okay?
I'm rooting for the fucking Meteor, man. I do not want... I don't like the Eagles. In fact, I kind of hate them. I don't like Jalen Hurts. I hate Nick Sirianni. Saquon's amazing. But God, I don't want to hear about the fucking Chiefs. Yeah. So I'm hoping a meteor strikes the thing personally.
Jalen, baby. Jalen Hurts all day long. Let's go. But hey, we are close to our MegaCon meetup, and that is happening. What's today? So about a week and a half from now. So if you have not, you need to RSVP for our meetup. That is going to be happening February 8th. Is that right? The date, I think.
Yeah, Saturday, February 8th, 7 o'clock. City Walk.
Yep. And if you guys can go to that RSVP, we are almost completely booked on the RSVP. This is right now based on numbers alone, just based on RSVPs. This is the biggest meetup I think we've done to date. So this is crazy. This is going to be awesome. So, and obviously we're having our panel. We also have an article on geeksgamers.com giving you all the details, panel, information, meetup information. The RSVP link is over there as well. So I can't wait, man. So it's going to be awesome. We're going to have new merch, and it's going to be great. So I hope everybody is able to come join us, hang out with us, and have some fun in Orlando. So, all right, let's get to some super chats.
Yeah. We didn't want to talk about, football. Thundarius, how about those Chiefs? Hashtag Bills Mafia rules the couch. We haven't heard yet from hashtag Stephen De Leon rules all. It's been a rough 2 weeks between Notre Dame and these Bills. He's still got West Texas.
You know what he moved to on Covercast? Donald Trump rules all. That's all he's got left now. He's just like, I'll find something that's gonna rule.
Sports is brutal.
It really is.
Japanese Demon Lord of Beer Lucifer just sent you something on Twit like 2 minutes ago. Y'all will love it. Thank you, Japanese Demon Lord of Beer Lucifer. Dermy Wormy, all hail Chiefs Kingdom. Thank you, Dermy. Jeremy, Pentagon has informed me they have rescinded their invitation to you this year.
I bet they have. I bet they have.
Old. Old news there. Nader's Brick Channel for 5. Fly, Eagles fly. Last night I was unfortunately subject to a pizza shop playing BVS on their TV.
Oh.
Hope I can recover.
Man, that's tough right there. That's
Dude,
tough.
they have like TNT on or something. That's such a weird thing to walk into a pizza shop and have.
I know
that's weird. Dom H, all hail Chiefs Kingdom. Fuck you, Dermy.
Damn, Dermy catching strays. Just the way we like it around here.
Say that too, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't get what it means. Corn Boy with a thumbs up. Member for 20 months. Thanks, Corn Boy. Lord Botha for 5. Let's go Chiefs. Feed me your tears. Also another week, another Ubisoft L. Close another studio. Cut 185 jobs.
Yep.
Ubisoft, there's a lot riding on Assassin's Creed Shadows right now. A lot riding on it. Vault 95 for 199. Ryan has fig hair, but that's okay because Jeremy's gay. Thanks, Vault 95. Mikey Gusler for $2. That Superman flying face, though. Yeah, that went viral yesterday. I do question some of the shots that they're putting in these things. Like the new shot of Lex Luthor, and it was like him getting off the plane in the cold, and it's like, man, can we have like something better that makes him there's got to be a better shot than what you put out in these promos.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I didn't have really a problem with the flying scene.
I didn't either, but
the screenshots look very bad.
Yeah, they do, but like you can find screenshots of any fucking movie and show that. But that thing went viral, and you know what it is? It's a bunch of butthurt Snyder fans that are whining about it, just calling it like it is. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is.
I think that's some of it. I think it's more than that too. I think you have to assume though when you're releasing a Superman trailer that everyone's going to dissect everything.
Agreed.
And when that's like the closing shot of the trailer, like you got to make sure it looks fucking good. And it looked weird. It looked like unfinished or something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It looked goofy.
I mean, I saw someone saying like it was somebody I can't remember. He was like, they did a fire who's behind the marketing. I'm like, the first trailer got like record fucking views. Like I don't, you know what I mean? Like people
talking, even though I didn't think it was a particularly great trailer.
Yeah. That shot is not great though. I mean, it's just not. There's no doubt about it. I'm not arguing that that's a great shot at all.
When I saw it and I just saw it, I'm like, I didn't really have a problem with it. It's not till I saw the screenshots and like, yeah, that does look kind of goofy. But
yeah,
when you're putting that out, you have to assume that everyone's going to dissect everything about every one of these trailers. And
agreed.
I mean, James Gunn knows this. James Gunn's worked with the MC. Like he knows this.
Yeah.
So I don't know who decided to put that in there. Rabid One, congrats on Jeremy being the #1 worldwide super chat recipient. I heard you named your new boat Chum Guzzler. The chat music channel is fire. Sorry I missed Sunday, Ryan. That's okay, Rabid One. I'll have another one Wednesday.
It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, Rabid One.
I think he misspelled chum.
I know he did. I know he did.
Taker for 2. Jeremy got that Sith Lord lightning. He's turned. Cajun Corey for 5. Which is worse to watch? Disney Star Wars or the Chiefs winning again?
Oh God.
Disney Star Wars, to be honest.
Dude, I don't think I've hated a sports team to the level I hate the Chiefs. I fucking hate the Chiefs, dude. I fucking hate them. I don't even like hate Patrick Mahomes that much. Like Patrick Mahomes is an all-time great quarterback. He just is. I don't like him, but I just hate the Chiefs. I fucking hate them.
Like he played basically perfect yesterday. Right? Like you can people were, what is he gonna get bailed out? Like he played basically perfect. Josh Allen didn't. Josh Allen looked very rough in the first half. Even a lot of completions, little screen passes were very off target, which would have led to more yards. He had a Curtis Samuel running in that crosser. And I like, honestly, that 4th and 1, that was to me about as close as you can get when you look at the screenshots. One, it's impossible to see where the ball is at any point in time in the reviews. And 2, The bigger problem to me is why they kept running that same fucking, not really a tush push, half quarterback sneak that wasn't doing anything, that got stuffed repeatedly, despite Tony Romo saying, "Oh, he's unstoppable, Jim. He's unstoppable, Jim." And it continued to get
statistically,
stuffed.
he is pretty unstoppable on that usually.
Yes,
though.
but the Chiefs were selling out on that play.
Yeah.
And they kept fucking running it. Yeah, it was stupid. And I think they're going to look back and look at a lot of missed opportunities in the game. Where was I? Tobias. Ryan can be happy knowing I can't make it to either MegaCon or Meetup, since I plan on at least try to go to FurCon this year. And my plan is to get close to 100 subs by the end of this year.
Hell yeah, Tobias. Well, sorry we can't see you there. I know you'll be happy going to FurCon, though. Somewhere Ryan's not going anytime soon, since we have nowhere near enough people and locals yet.
Yeah, it's never going to happen. Save that YIF money up, Tobias. Stephen De Leon, fuck my life. There we go. There we go. Jack Scarata for 10. Jeremy, your statement of toxic fans holding people accountable, best way I can recall it, stuck with me. At face value, I agree. Then I remember retards trashing Lucas and the prequel trilogy.
Toxic fans holding people accountable. I don't know specifically. I'm assuming what you meant by that is that the people that are labeled toxic fans are the ones that will hold these studios accountable. I'm assuming that's what I meant by that. And I obviously stand by that, because it's not really toxic fans. It's that fans that are passionate enough to hold the people accountable that have ruined these IPs. So if that's what you're referencing, yeah, because again, I just think the term, if you're like, we're talking sports today, we're not actually going to talk sports. So I'm saying we've mentioned it, but it's like
a lot of super chats about it. Obviously.
If you think that comic book fandom and movie fandom and video game fandom has something called toxic fans, you wouldn't survive 2 seconds in sports fandom. Holy shit. Sports fandom destroys all of this in terms of how people treat you. You have to understand, in the NFL, you have, you have people of over 30 teams of fans. Like, so no one's going to agree on anything. Everybody sees their version of what happened differently, and they're always arguing. And everybody typically pulls against the team that's doing the best. That's just how it is.
Sports are irrational. Everybody roots for a team to get over the hump, and then when they're too good, they hate them. That's the truth. If Josh Allen beat them yesterday and won a Super Bowl and then won next year, everybody would be like, him. "Oh, I'm fucking sick of this shit. Somebody needs to take this piece of shit off the pedestal." Like, that's 100% what would happen.
Yes,
there's no question.
So there's no toxic fandom. There's no such thing as toxic fandom. There's just passionate fans. Like, Snyder fans annoyed the living shit out of me, but I always have appreciated their passion. I always appreciated it, because that's what fandom is all about: passion and standing by what you believe in and what you love. And I think that's awesome. So anyway, toxic fandom is bullshit.
You know who there wasn't enough toxic fans for?
Who?
The Acolyte. There'd been a few more toxic fans watching that thing. Maybe it would have stuck around, but unfortunately, The Acolyte was canceled months ago, Jeremy. The Acolyte came out. It was a miserable failure, both from a ratings perspective and from the audience reception perspective. And the craziest thing about it was Disney actually did come out and say, yeah, we're not making a season 2 of this. It was way too expensive and nobody fucking watched. Well, Disney Star Wars fans are Disney Star Wars fans for a reason, because they're dumb, because they're stupid, because they're retarded. Those are the only people that are still hanging on to Disney Star Wars at this point. So when this big report came out, this end of year report from Luminate, which much like Nielsen is kind of a ratings metric service that measures time watched and all of these different things, they came out with a big report. And one of the things they showed in this report was that of all the shows, the original shows that came out on Disney Plus in 2024, The Acolyte was the second most viewed series. The Acolyte was the second most viewed series on Disney Plus in 2024, with over 2.7 billion minutes viewed. The Acolyte was Disney's second best performing original series in 2024, with 2.7 billion minutes viewed. The Acolyte was the number 2 show on Disney Plus, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is the proof we needed. We knew it was successful. We knew they just canceled it because of those toxic pieces of shit. what these dumb motherfuckers fail to comprehend because they have no comprehension skills. And honestly, these things were tweeted out in order to make it look like that, right? In order to bait them into this because it's for engagement. But what these dumb motherfuckers fail to understand is that in the actual report, which I will show you because I went there and I looked at it, not only did they go out of their way to talk about how poorly Disney Plus as a platform is performing, but they specifically point out to the Acolyte and its ratings and say that Disney Star Wars is fucking trash and they need to figure something out because this is a flop. That's from their own report that these people are celebrating, but they're too dumb to understand. And it starts with dumb fucks like Daniel Jose Older, who is a writer for Lucasfilm, a writer for Disney Star Wars. But, right, implying that, well, I thought nobody watched it. We never needed proof to know the real reason they did this, but it's always nice to have it. Disney and Lucasfilm are cowards. Yay, let's cancel our second most popular show because we're scared of Sados on Twitter. Thanks, Bob Iger. The Acolyte was second only to Percy Jackson, which was renewed. Percy Jackson costs less than half as much as the Acolyte, just for the record. But let's get into this, right? And you'd be happy to see that Landman fucking was very dominant, Jeremy.
Damn right it was.
Like a couple episodes of Landman by themselves fucking outperformed the Acolyte as a whole. Right? On Paramount Plus, which has virtually no subscribers. Disney Plus has 153 million. Paramount Plus is almost nothing. And shows like Landman dominated it. But
and all Landman is Billy Bob Thornton just cussing people out for an hour.
I would love to see Billy Bob Thornton just roasting these people as his character. Right.
That's so great.
But it all comes from this Luminate report. And I went ahead, I downloaded the whole thing, right? 40 pages of reports. There's a couple things to point out. And one, like we've said the whole time, the same thing when they tried to spin that was like, oh, the Acolyte had the biggest premiere on Disney Plus this year. And we're like, well, it didn't compete against anything. Echo was a massive failure. X-Men 97 is an animated show. It's not competing against anything. That's a nothing thing to brag about. And in fact, when you look at how much stuff Disney Plus put out this year, it's almost nothing. Nine shows that they put out on Disney Plus this year, compared to Netflix 146, Hulu 46, Max 32, Paramount Plus 33, Peacock 33, Prime Video 42, Apple TV 36. Disney Plus produced almost nothing because it's a failing platform for them. Which that has to go into consideration. It's not like they're putting out a bunch of things, and the things they're putting out certainly aren't bangers. Then the report goes out of its way to tell you how franchise fatigue is affecting things. Lord of the Rings of Power lost 60% of its viewership. Marvel lost a significant amount of its viewership. And then they get directly into Star Wars. This is the headline that these dumb, retarded pronoun in bios don't know what fucking gender they are, Acolyte fans. This is the report that they're celebrating. The Force is not with the Star Wars franchise. Despite a promising start, Star Wars series, The Acolyte, was canceled by Disney and Lucasfilm shortly after its first season finale. While mixed fan reactions were likely a factor, viewership for the show had waned, with significant decreases after the first two episodes and into the finale. And Star Wars Skeleton Crew hasn't fared much better. With only one live-action Star Wars series set for 2025, Disney should consider retooling its strategy to address the franchise's diminishing returns. This is the report that Acolyte fans are bragging about. And then it shows you Star Wars series viewership first 5 weeks, Ahsoka, Acolyte, Skeleton Crew. Now, I think they should have probably taken this out to 8 weeks, because I think the reason they didn't is because Ahsoka dive bombed after that week 5 Anakin jangling keys bullshit, which is probably why they only showed this. But Ahsoka was the worst performing Star Wars show. Its finale was up to that point until Acolyte came along. And it's significantly lower than that. And you can talk about Percy Jackson and the Olympians. These are the top 10 shows on Disney Plus this year. This is abysmal, because consider the top 10, right?
I think terrible.
Fallout was number 8 for streaming on the year. It had over 8 billion minutes watched. And it was like barely in the top 10 for streaming. Look at these. You're talking about half of those numbers, almost a quarter of those numbers for the top Disney Plus shows. Percy Jackson.
The Acolyte was number the Mandalorian was number 10. That just shows you how bad the year was.
And this is nothing. This is just people going back and rewatching things that were released years ago.
Yeah.
So Percy Jackson, the Olympians, The Acolyte, Agatha All Along, and Echo. Agatha All Along and Echo were both the worst performing Marvel shows to date on streaming, and they were 3rd and 4th. X-Men 97, an animated show. Star Wars: The Bad Batch, an animated show. Star Wars: Skeleton Crew. Now, I will say this. I think Skeleton Crew probably would have been above Bad Batch if it had had its whole season released. Obviously, it was still releasing shows in January, I believe, so probably not. And then Ahsoka, Mando Season 3, Mando Season 1. Essentially, nobody's watching these. It's just nobody's watching anything on Disney Plus.
Right.
That's the reality.
Where does Disney Plus ranking right now in terms of streaming platforms? They have to be struggling big time with all the money that they have put into this platform. They were hoping to compete with Netflix, correct?
Oh, yeah, of course.
And the fact that they have failed so miserably with their top tier franchises like Disney Star Wars, like Marvel, this puts it into perspective. They are in bad shape right now.
Well, look at this, right? This is the 2024 streaming platform share of U.S. original content viewing time. So basically, of everything that people are watching on streaming, original content-wise, what are they watching? They're watching Netflix, right? 63.5% of them are on Netflix. The max number is a little deceiving because since they, things like Penguin or House of the Dragon or whatever, when they come out, they do not count as original because they're multicasting on HBO. They considered acquired programming. So that's why that number is probably a little deceiving. But look, Peacock at 3.1, Disney Plus 4.4, Hulu.
Apple fucking TV
Apple
is ahead
TV.
of Disney Plus. I don't know a single person that watches Apple TV. I don't know anyone.
And then Paramount Plus because of things like Tulsa King and Landman at a huge share compared to its subscriber count. And then Prime Video, 8.5.
Wow.
Like,
that is insane, dude.
Exactly. And these are the numbers, right? So these are the numbers for the top 10 originals. The top 10 originals. Fool Me Once on Netflix. 12 billion minutes watched. Bridgerton on Netflix, 11 billion. Landman on Paramount Plus.
That's insane.
At almost 10 million. That is huge. That is massive when you consider the barrier,
platform. Yeah.
The platform.
Yes.
The Perfect Couple on Netflix, and then Tulsa King.
And again, Landman's not some like Landman is a very grounded show. It's definitely like for normies in terms of like, you know, like I've heard from people that were like, you know, in the industry, they're like, oh, this is just like with Sons of Anarchy. You have motorcycle people that are like, Sons of Anarchy's bullshit. You know what I mean? But like, it's a very normie show. It's very grounded. And it's just Billy Bob Thornton driving around cussing people out. And it's got some really good, you know, storylines and characters. But the fact that it's competing with shows on Netflix on that platform, of course, Tulsa King 2 speaks more to Taylor Sheridan than anything. That dude has the magic touch on these shows. He really does.
Yeah. So these were the most successful shows. So when we're talking about The Acolyte being the second most streamed thing on Disney Plus, that is not a brag. That is one, an indication of how badly Disney Plus did this year. And two, you are trying to claim that even though the report itself says that Disney Plus is failing and that Star Wars is failing on Disney Plus and it's awful and specifically The Acolyte failed, you're taking that as a win because you guys are too dumb to understand anything else. It's really fucking sad. It's really sad and embarrassing.
This is pathetic. And hey, listen, we're talking about a group of people that need their opinions confirmed by other people because they're too broken as human beings to actually just stand by what they like. They need excuses. They need validation. They need other people to basically confirm their opinions for them because they're talking about pronouns and bio people. We're talking about people that don't exist anymore based on some of the things that Donald Trump has signed into office in the last few weeks. They don't even exist. You don't even exist. So,
well, in a government practice.
Hey, the United States does not recognize these weirdos, okay? So anyway, he's also going to be signing an executive order that Kathleen Kennedy has to step down. I heard that as a rumor. I don't know if that's confirmed or not, but hopefully he'll do that. But yeah, so look, man, these people are broken. They're never, ever, ever going to be able to let this go. This is their everything. This is their identity. This is everything that they have to find an excuse. It couldn't be that maybe it just not enough people are interested. Like me. I'm going to bring up something I've never brought up. Never mentioned a game called Titanfall 2 on this channel. I've never mentioned it. Okay. But I'm a big fan of Titanfall 2. One of my favorite games of all time. Guess what? Not enough people bought Titanfall 2 for them to continue the series. It's just the reality of the situation. Numbers are numbers. And if more people would have bought Titanfall 2, we would have gotten a Titanfall 3. But not enough people purchased it. Not enough people wanted to watch The Acolyte. Bottom line. It's that simple. No amount of you shifting numbers around, reading or looking at headlines and not reading the details, which Ryan has shown you all the details. None of that's going to change the reality that no one watched The Acolyte. No one. Fuck them.
It's funny to watch these, and again, the stars of it are pretending like it was successful, so that's obviously leading very dumb people down that road. Authors be like, "Oh, look at that! It's second most stream on Disney Plus." Yeah, it's a failure, and the fact that you're bragging about a report that specifically calls it out as a failure is very embarrassing for you.
Yes,
it's the reality,
which adds a long list of things that are embarrassing for these fucking freaks anyway. So,
it's true.
But they can continue. I feel like Disney Star Wars there's got to be some major shakeup that's going to happen in the next year or two. They can't continue in this direction. They can't. There's a cultural shift going on. They have been failing for years and years and years, and there's no sign of them gaining any of that relevance back. What is coming out over the next year or two that's going to gain any relevance back for Disney Star Wars? Nothing. How can they continue to go in this direction?
We got the Rey movie.
You got Disney Plus failing. You got the theme parks struggling. And to be clear, when I say the theme parks are struggling, it's not like people aren't going to the theme parks, because they clearly are. But
they're still profitable. They're still making a massive amount of money, but they're losing their market share.
They're losing their market share. And especially with Epic Universe opening up later this year, that's going to hurt the theme parks. Like, again, Disney is successful in terms of they're going to have their box office hits here and there. But if you look back 5 years ago where Disney was operating and what their expectations were for Disney Plus and where they're at now with the theme parks, I don't know how they continue to move in this direction. I really don't. But I guess time will tell.
Fubi trying to make MegaCon this year. But you guys have a bigger booth. I think the booth's supposed to be bigger. We're going to be there on Friday.
Mm-hmm. Everything. If somebody can get the Geeks and Gamers article, I'll pin that. Oh, there it is right there. Jessica's got it.
Also, Ryan, have a beer with me before we get too lit. Maybe, Fubi. You have to catch me at the right time. But we'll see you there. Dermy Wormy, the only thing better than the Chiefs winning is me winning my bet against Dom. Life is good. Blue Shell for 5. Ryan, I know you said it was safe to sign up to G&G locals yesterday, but I'd feel better knowing when the bet is over, so it's safe to sign up. We're never going to get there.
Yeah, we will. We will.
Never going to happen, so I think you're very safe, Blue Shell.
It will.
DeBeast for 2. Man, fuck the Kansas City Queefs. Remain blessed, all.
I like that. It's a good super chat.
Logan Johnson for 5. Ryan, did you show or tell Jeremy about the Snow White Chat music video? I actually did. I told him we can react to it today.
Mm-hmm. I'm not aware of it, so
just saw your video, and it's as funny as Cry Wolf from Hypnotic. Well, I mean, we can. Jeremy didn't know about it, so we can.
While you're looking that up, hang on. So why can't James Gunn shut the fuck up? Why does he have to continue to explain shit?
Yeah.
Why can't he shut the fuck up? Here he is responding to, I guess, somebody on Twitter, talking about how there's no CG.
Threads. He doesn't use Twitter very much.
Oh yeah, that doesn't look like Threads though. That looks like, is it? Yeah, I guess it is Threads, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's hard to tell. Yeah, okay. But anyway, so here he is explaining more shit away. Shut up, James Gunn. You're not helping. Do you know what happens when you release something? Fans are going to talk about it. Fans are going to debate over it. Fans are going to do whatever they're going to do. You explaining and justifying and adding any more context to it does not help. In fact, this makes me like this scene even less now because you won't shut the fuck up about it. He is so insecure.
Yeah, and the problem is that it would be one thing if when he came out and said things, it was like, okay, yeah, it's legit. The problem is he talks out of both sides of his mouth and lies about everything.
Yeah.
Like, you remember, like, in the aftermath of him getting rid of Henry Cavill and like all these things and being like, you know, we had a great meeting with Ben Affleck and he's really interested in doing something with us and we really want to work with him. And like a day later, Ben Affleck gets asked, he's like, yeah, I would never do a movie with DC Studios. So it's like, he's just a liar.
Yeah. He's very, he's one of these people that he feels like I need everybody to love me and everybody to understand where I'm coming from. And it's like, it's not the reality of making movies, especially making movies with Superman. But hey, whatever. But I just wanted to point that out. Like, I mean, him talking about it is just going to continue to make it worse and worse and worse. Did you imagine Christopher Nolan being on Twitter and arguing with people over the fucking ending of Inception? You know,
it would be funny.
It's just not realistic, you know, like, or trying to justify like the fucking terrible sound design in Tenet. Or why you didn't need to understand Bane in The Dark Knight Rises.
It's like, your ears suck. Yeah, I can hear it fine, you bitch. That's what I would say.
Oh,
and yeah, there was like it was like a 30-second spot. There was like 2 new scenes. One was him flying, and then one was, I think, Lex just getting out of and he looked like he was in the snow as well.
I thought that shot was fine
too,
yeah.
But it's like, man, people are like, are you gonna react to that too? I'm like, there's nothing new in it. What am I gonna react to? Like,
yeah, it's a couple shots. That's all it was.
But Snow White, we know that's gonna bomb. We don't know what's gonna happen with Superman, although it's gonna have a tough time bringing its budget back. We know that the Snow White movie is gonna absolutely bomb. That comes out 2 months from now, Jeremy. That comes out in March at some point, and Rachel Zegler continues to get destroyed. Every trailer they put out gets absolutely annihilated. Nearly 1 million dislikes on the most recent trailer that they put out. And somebody decided to have some fun with a lot of the comments, because a lot of the comments are brutalizing her and Disney in general. Chat Music, who I tried to explain for a while what Chat Music was when people had the impression that my fucking forehead video that was on that thing that somebody made it from scratch. No, it was taken as a parody from a Chat Music video that they made. They go through comment sections for Instagram Reels and for YouTube videos, and they fucking make songs out of the funniest comments. Well, they did exactly that. You ready, Jeremy? This has more likes than the trailer does, by the
way. I'm ready.
Let's see. What the fuck? Oh, it's slowed way down. My bad. Like, what the hell is that? Here we go.
If I saw this movie on a plane, I would still walk out. This trailer makes me want to sit on the TV and look at my couch. I paid nothing to watch this trailer, but I already want my money back. Coming to a theater near you, me, is that a threat? We should have made Rachel CGI instead. Mark Brown and the 7 Discord mods. The CGI looks much better when I turn my monitor off. Disney invites you and I must politely decline. I'm rooting for the boys and Apple. One playing Snow White. This movie should come with a disclaimer. No dwarfs were harmed, but your childhood might be. I haven't seen something self-implode this hard since that Titan submarine. Mirror, mirror on the wall, as a German I claim cultural appropriation. Mirror, mirror on the wall, Snow White in the 7 CGI abomination, making the dwarfs look like a PS1 hack reap was a bold choice. Rachel Zegler looks like a medieval squad. I almost lost $237 million. Snow White, hold my beer. Disney used to make people famous, now it ends acting career. Mirror, mirror on the wall, where the seats are empty in cinema hall. biggest Disney flop of all.
That's fantastic, dude.
It's great.
Holy shit. I got to subscribe to that channel, man.
It's hilarious. This is the fucking thing that everybody, like, this is the thing that Perry Chan made, right? Made into One for Me. This is the original version right here. Which is why that's in there. It was about a black person first.
That's fantastic. I'm gonna have to subscribe to that channel. So chat music, that's the title of it.
Yeah, chat music. They're great.
All right, chat music. I will be subscribing now.
And yeah, it has almost twice as many likes as the Snow White trailer with like an eighth of the views.
Yeah,
so it's pretty telling.
That's a great idea for a channel, man. Holy hell, that's really good.
I mean, it's fucking hilarious. Obviously. Yeah. A lot of their shit's good. They just go through a bunch of TikToks and Instagram reels and YouTube videos and stuff like that and find some of the best comments.
There's probably some comments they can't put in there.
Yeah, for sure.
That's great. Good stuff. All right, I'm glad you showed me that one.
Orangutan. My mom's friend used to wear a Cowboys jersey and suddenly wearing a Chiefs jersey yesterday. Wonder what happened.
Damn, Just G said 2,500 on 2.5 on locals isn't happening. I already want my money back. That's one of our biggest supporters over there. He already wants his money back.
Yeah. Let's see. Butter biscuit for $1. You hate the Patriots because he's a winner. Also, Jeremy, I hate the Chiefs. About as bad as Goonergate hypocrisy. JK. Ryan, I sent you a DM about some Sony news you might like. I'll check it out.
I hate the Chiefs because I feel that it's more than football. I feel like it's the Taylor Swift element that they get preferential treatment. So, I mean, I hated LeBron, but I didn't hate LeBron to this level. And I hate LeBron for personal reasons. I think LeBron's a phenomenal basketball player, but I always cheered against him because I hate him.
I hate LeBron more than any other fucking player, any sports figure in history.
But I hate the Chiefs because of the Taylor Swift dynamic more than anything. And Travis Kelce and his fucking Pfizer bullshit. Like, I fucking hate him so bad. I actually like Andy Reid. I actually think Andy Reid's underrated as a coach. I think Andy Reid should get the love that Bill Belichick gets. I think Andy Reid is a far better coach than Bill Belichick.
I think if he wins this one, if he wins a fourth, like,
he should already be getting those conversations.
I think that's 100. And I know maybe they have had a couple of those conversations, but if he wins 3 in a row, no, like, that's unheard of, right? So, yeah, I think it might be legitimately. Over on Rumble, I think we're caught up over on Rumble. Let's see. Tobias, we need gatekeepers to keep DEI out of any franchise. Warhammer 40K showed exactly why with their attempts for female custodies, and not a single fan went with it. We aren't toxic. We're caring.
There's no such thing as a toxic fan. There's only passionate fans. There are fake fans like the Raylos, which again really aren't fans. They're just cat ladies who haven't had penis in 30 or 40 years, and so they just draw fucking sexual fantasies of Star Wars characters, and they find these online groups where they can find some type of, I guess, sympathy from other fucking cat ladies. That's essentially all they are.
The word toxic fan that's been used to talk about people who are passionate about something, that's obviously ridiculous. Henry Cavill did a great job of explaining that. Does that mean that every single person, if somebody sends a death threat, is that like cool? Is that okay? No, it's obviously not. You're going to have a handful of those people, those insane weirdo freaks online, in real life, whatever, right? It happens. It doesn't just happen to celebrities. It happens to fucking everybody. I had some retarded Muslim dude fucking email the other day because of the joke I made about the Houston Texans when I was talking about how they're playing victim. Like, I had some dude email me like fucking 10 times about how you're very disrespectful of Muslims. I'm going to rape you and your entire family. Like, all this weird shit, right? Very black Muslim energy right there. But those things happen, right? if you have an opinion, you put out a product. Those things happen on the fucking internet. It's just reality. And it doesn't mean that those people are cool or whatever, but to lump these little tiny one-off behaviors into a whole fandom isn't realistic.
It's true.
Bragging about being the Ministry of Wrong Thing for 10, bragging about being the second most popular on Disney Plus is just like the joke I tell my friends when I was the second smartest kid in my class, knowing me and my brother were homeschooled.
Exactly.
Tobias, what's more impressive, Acolyte's so-called success or my last stream having 35 views and 7 likes? I at least worked to try to be entertaining.
Yours is far more impressive.
I'll say this, Tobias, you probably lost less money. So.
That's true.
Cole Hauser for 5. Hail Ryan and Jeremy. Jeremy, did you get Once a Man? F the Chiefs. Fuck Taylor Swift. 199. Yo Joe. Praise Ara.
Yes, the Cobra Commander classified. That is one of the greatest action figures ever made. So, as someone that loves G.I. Joe the movie, yes.
MJ UK, member for 19 months. Ryan, is minutes watch an accurate or useful metric? It's more like minutes the stream was on. Doesn't mean people are watching. Thoughts? Yes, it is a useful. It's the best one we have. Like it's when you look at viewership for sporting events or TV shows or whatever, all of those things are taken by average of how many people are watching over a certain period of time and kind of combined together. The reason that it's useful, especially to these streaming services, is that and one, minutes watched is how they get to the views for shows, by the way. A lot of people don't understand that. For essentially all of these streaming services, a view is not just someone clicks on it and clicks off. A view is defined for all of them as essentially the amount of time, the amount of watch time you have divided by the amount of total watch time available. So if it's one episode that's 60 minutes long and you have 6 million minutes watched, take that number, divide it by 60, you get your number of views. So it all depends on how exactly everyone else is doing it. So if everyone's using that metric, then yes, it is useful. And also, minutes watched is what they want because they want to be able to sell ads on all this stuff eventually. That's the goal. Everybody's going to put ads on all this shit. And the more time people are watching something, the more ads you can show them.
The bottom line is Disney wanted more Acolyte. 100%. Lucasfilm, the people involved in Lucasfilm wanted more Acolyte. The fact that it didn't happen is a testament to how unpopular it fucking was. That's the truth of the matter. There's no doubt that they wanted. The people that are involved in the decision making at Lucasfilm absolutely would have done anything to have more Acolyte. The numbers didn't support that decision to the point where even they couldn't justify it. That's how bad it was. That's the bottom line.
Slick Rick. More people rode Space Mountain the last week than bought Titanfall 2 in its entire existence.
Woo! It's true.
Logan Johnson,
just like a month ago, like that smoking hot waitress where he like tipped her all this money. Did you see that shit? Nate just living the life, baby. Lives the gimmick. I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick.
Logan Johnson, if Days Gone 2 is in talks of happening, there might be hope for Titanfall 2. I enjoyed the first Days Gone, the only Days Gone. I know there's been talk about that for a long time, but we'll see. I don't know. Severance is on Apple TV, Jeremy. It's great. I've heard good things about some Apple TV shows. I just don't have it.
I got Apple TV to watch Tetris, I believe. But I did like just a 2-week thing or whatever. Look at Nate. Look at Nate.
You got a sign. Right side.
I'm sure she got $350 because she was so great at her job. I'm sure it had nothing to do with anything else.
Listen, we've all over tipped a little depending on what the waitress looks like. That's the reality.
Ric Flair, baby.
Choose violence for 5. Yo, I'm slow, but is the woman Bishop and the Rey woman from 2016 the same person? No. This female Bishop's actually been around like in the news a while, but no, it's not the Rey woman. Demi Moore's Tapeworm for 5. So you're saying Disney Plus has a bad batch of TV shows? Woke up early from my favorite tards. Love the pink-haired tards crying. Hail Jade's recovery.
Hail Jade's recovery.
Thanks, Demi Moore's Tapeworm.
Sometimes I don't watch daily, usually when it's you and Jay, but every time I tune in, I see you just like trying to throw a topic to Jay. Jay's just like, yeah, I agree with Ryan. You're like, he just never picks up on it. He just laughs and just says something weird, and he destroys like your flow of what you're doing. It's fantastic.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, that's true. And then I don't know if you saw this, Ryan. He brings up some in this theme park. This fat person tripped on this thing. And Disney, I mean, this is what Disney is now. Like, I'll be like, all right. I tell people that I think that when I get hiccups on stream, it typically is with Jay because I feel like I'm talking more. I feel like that's why I get them, is because when I'm talking and I'm breathing quickly to try to talk more, I think that's when I get them. So it's either when I'm doing streams by myself or with Jay. That's typically it. But you're gonna see more of me and Jay.
That's right.
Midgard Ninja, hail G&G. Hello. Russian bot. Look up Christian Bale versus Bill O'Reilly. One of the funniest videos ever seen.
Yeah, I showed it. I showed it on CobraCast. It's fantastic.
Full-blown AIDS for 2. Ryan, I highly recommend Toy Box Killer. Somebody who kills children or something. I'll have to look into it. I was watching this thing last night that fucking creeped me out. It was about this 11-year-old kid who claims he got possessed by the devil and ended up murdering people or some shit. It was weird. And possession stuff creeps me out. Ghost stuff doesn't creep me out. Serial killer stuff doesn't creep me out. Possession stuff creeps me out.
Yeah. Well, like, have you ever seen Fallen?
Fallen? I don't think so.
With Denzel Washington and John Goodman?
I don't think so. No.
Really? You need to watch Fallen. No. Fallen is phenomenal. Yeah, it'll fuck you up. It's really good. I can't believe you haven't seen that one. Shockingly, that's really good. It's about possession. It's about demons taking over people. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about ghosts. I don't give a fuck about, like, it's talking about some sort of fucking demonic possession that creeps me. That shit creeps me out. Sir Hat for 10. Jeremy hates the Chiefs because they conspire to send positive vibes telepathically to Taylor Swift, so she'll bring in more girl views, which will make the ref give more favorable calls. Is that right?
So, hang on. Jeremy hates the Chiefs because they conspired to send positive vibes to Taylor. So, essentially, my argument is that last night, it's a classic example. That first down call, the close borderline calls always go favorable towards the Chiefs. That's my argument. My argument is not that there's conspiracy. There's not some conspiracy before the game where Roger Goodell is ordering the refs to like do this. But every close call goes to the fucking Chiefs. Every fucking close call. It's bullshit. And my argument is that they want Taylor Swift in the fucking Super Bowl because there's going to be more ad revenue. There's going to be more social media attention. There's going to be more advertiser dollars, and it's going to have international coverage. That's my argument.
I think these guys are calling it as they see it, honestly. Have you ever been an official, like basketball, football, anything like that, Jeremy?
And like, lower level stuff, like I've called some games in basketball, not football.
I did it for middle school, for basketball and football stuff for a while. Obviously, that's not super high level, but look, you don't see everything. You don't see everything, and sometimes you just got to give it your best guess, right?
Yeah.
And like, I think that is a perfect example on that, specifically that fourth down play. Every angle that we see that we can look at, we can't show if that was a first down. My gut tells me, I think it was just barely. That's what my gut says, based on where the ball is, based on where we see, but we can't show that. The guy on the far side of the play came in with it slightly ahead. There's no way the ball got that far, just for the record. We can tell that. The guy on the other side came in a little shorter than it probably was. The call's going to go to the guy on the short side because that's how it works.
But they reviewed it.
Yeah, but there's nothing you can see there. There's no... how that, and this, Jeremy.
I know that
just because, like, if we see the ball and we see it go behind somebody, and even though we think that we know where that ball is. If you can't show where that ball is, it's not going to get overturned. And that's how it is. Do you know what I mean?
I absolutely agree with you. I've been watching sports my whole life. There's something about the way that they call the Chiefs games that does not set right with me. It just doesn't. And then the way that they cover fucking Taylor Swift.
Did you have a problem with
is she the only celebrity that's ever been to a football game?
It's the same shit they used to do for Brittany Mahomes and Patrick Mahomes' brother and shit. Not to that level, but obviously Taylor Swift is huge. And when it comes to, you know what? Do you remember back in the day? This is a long fucking time ago when Jessica Simpson was dating Tony Romo and they used to show her all the time in the fucking suite. You remember that?
Yes, but it wasn't an international thing. Like
Jessica Simpson wasn't as big of a star as Taylor Swift does.
Elon Musk is a bigger star than all of them, and they didn't talk about Elon when he was at the fucking game.
I agree. I think that's a political thing.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. When Elon Musk and Donald Trump are at a game and they don't talk about them, but they talk about Taylor Swift every fucking opportunity. After that that first down call, they got overturned. Chiefs scored. Who did they go to as soon as Chiefs scored? They went to Taylor Swift. Show her fucking cheering. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, I don't think that it would you. What would you have done as a broadcaster, Jeremy? Keep in mind that
I would have shown Elon Musk and Donald Trump just as much as I showed Taylor Swift.
Right. Keep in mind that most people in general don't view Taylor Swift, despite her endorsing Kamala Harris, as a political figure. Most people at this point in time view Donald Trump and Elon as a political figure. That's part of it as well.
Yeah, but if Barack Obama would have been at that game, they would have talked about him in a more favorable way, and they would have mentioned him multiple times, just like they do when George W. Bush is there. George W. Bush is at the games, they show him. They talk about him. They show
George W. Bush at games.
In the past several years, like three or 4 years ago, he was at a fucking Cowboys game. He walks out on the field. He gets the fucking standing ovation. They show him in the skyboxes.
Well, it's because he did the fucking coin flip.
Why wouldn't they invite Donald Trump to do the coin flip?
All right.
ESPN literally had segments with Barack Obama predicting the college football.
Awful.
Yes,
not college. Oh, well, the college basketball.
Basketball.
Yes, that was what they had Obama there for year after year, and it's Obama, you're such a big fan, and you know what?
But that's fine.
Themselves into a corner with their political shit, and right now there's basically a mandate down from them, and also ESPN, CBS, Fox, ABC. These are all different. These are all different entities that behave different ways on all these games.
But my argument is Barack Obama should be on there as a sitting president, just like Donald Trump should be as a sitting president. I don't have a problem with the sitting president being part of your featured thing. He represents the United States of America, whether you like him or not. So Barack Obama being on there, George W. Bush coming out the game, I don't have a problem with that. I have a problem that they alienate Donald Trump.
And ESPN had Donald Trump on the college football playoff national championship game just the other day. Right?
Yeah. They had that pre-recorded thing or whatever.
Message from him.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. So
I get that.
I just think you're taking one thing here and picking that and picking that and picking that. And it's like most people don't view Taylor Swift as divisive as you and some of the online Twitter circle does.
But my point being is like when Trump was at that game, they quickly went to him and then they gave I can't remember the way that they worded it, but they worded it to basically say that the NFL didn't invite him. They basically said, I'd have to go back and look at it, but they basically said like one of someone with the organization invited President Trump. Like, and it's like, why the fuck did you have to add that? Because they were distancing themselves to make sure that we didn't invite him. And so it's bullshit. And when they didn't show Elon Musk, you can say Elon Musk is a political figure. That is not true.
Right. And this, by the way, this entire conversation is you talking about why the refs gave the Chiefs a
yes. Not just there, but even like the catch, the ball that hit the ground. Me and you talked about that on the phone yesterday. There were multiple things yesterday.
Somehow people suddenly forget that 26 years ago was at the NFC Championship game. Tampa Bay and the Rams, was it 99? Is that when that happened in the playoffs? Where was that guy? I forget the wide receiver's name. Where that ball hit the ground, he had control of it, hit the ground, it got called incomplete. Ever since then, a ball hitting the ground is not rules for it to be an incomplete pass. As long as the ball is under control and they don't feel like the ground helped you catch the ball. ball hitting the ground is not an incomplete pass. And it shouldn't really be stunning to me how many people don't know the rules, how many people don't know what the basis may be for a simultaneous possession ruling, anything like this. It shouldn't be surprising because most people are dumb and most people are just watching it and are going to repeat what somebody else says. But a lot of people showed that they still don't know what a catch is and they still don't know what simultaneous possession is, despite the Seahawks-Packers game, despite the replacement rest, despite all that.
Did Dez catch it?
Dez, to me, based on the rules and the precedent that had been set, I think he did.
I do too, and they called that not a catch.
I think he did. However, it's not as crystal clear. The thing I always point back to is that that Calvin Johnson, I think it was against the Bears, a Calvin Johnson catch that was ruled not a catch. And obviously, the rules change and their specifications for some of these rules change. But the ball hitting the ground is not, because you see that and because you have a snapshot of the ball touching the ground during a catch, is not grounds for that to be labeled incomplete. And a lot of people don't understand that.
You know what? If Taylor Swift would have been in the stands for the Cowboys that day, Dez would have called it. That's my argument.
Maybe.
That's my
listen,
argument.
maybe they'll show Elon and President Trump more when they're fucking one of the people on the team. Maybe that will happen. If Trump wants to be on TV for those things, all he has to do is dump Melania and hook up with Patrick Mahomes. And maybe it'll happen. Alessandro, G&G headquarters. I'm sitting on the loo doing number 2 when suddenly Beardo presses his smelly head through the glory hole in the wall. Fear the weirdo.
Beardo catching strays the way it should be.
Sir Hat for 2. I only know sports from here. Thanks, Sir Hat. These freaks used to stay on Tumblr and Reddit. Now they're in the game and movie industry writing their gay fanfics. Fanfic slap to us.
Yeah, writing your own like personal like fantasies and posting that shit online is the definition of fucked up and weird. Like, it's okay to be fucked up and weird and private, but when you post that shit to the internet and let everybody know what your fucking weirdo fantasies are about fictional characters, it's fucked up and weird, man.
This is what I've talked about when it comes to a lot of these, specifically women that are writing these things. It's in Star Wars, right? You've had two, like, you can tell the feminine influence, the female influence in Star Wars when you have 2 projects in a very short time period that involve these terrible, evil, abusive dudes, and the heroine female falls in love with them, right? Because that's a weird, fucked up fantasy that some women have, and you can find it in fan fiction forums all over the internet. That this piece of shit, this evil person who kills people, who might abuse you, might do all these things, but either you think you can change him or you think he really has a good heart. That is this female fucking thing. And so when you have this feminine energy in all these male products and you start seeing storylines like this, it's no surprise. There's a lot of female energy at Lucasfilm, Dave Filoni included.
And you guys are saying Savvy? Yes, Savvy is fucked up and weird, and she owns it. It's not like she claims that she's not. We all know Savvy's fucked up and weird. That's why we love her.
Very obvious. Y'all see Ubisoft just closed a studio in the UK contributing to Star Wars Outlaws. I only heard about it basically during this stream, not before it. But yeah, we'll take a look. Mighty Snipes. Titanfall 2's money looks like GTA 7 next to Concord. Concord literally they refunded everybody. So yeah, they didn't make anything. As much as I dislike the Chiefs, my hate for the city of Philadelphia is stronger than the Nazis' hate for the Jews. So go Kansas City. It says Eugenio Anime Weekend 1976 Olivencia. Thank you. Amelia Perez watch party win. You guys got to vote for it over there. All I see is the Acolyte was canceled and Ryan's lesbian ex probably shared all the cheese pizza details in Hollywood.
Oh, by the way, I don't think I've announced this, but let's see, what's the date for February 1st, Saturday, Royal Rumble. We will be watching that live on Locals with everybody, all of our members, our supporters, live reaction. I'm going to be there. I think Jay's going to be there. I think we're going to have a couple of other people. I'm going to see if we can get some guests on there too. So we're doing a live watch party for the Royal Rumble on February 1st. So this Saturday. So that's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Justin for $20 over on Rumble says, good to see Ryan in better spirits from FNT. It was funny watching him being an emo goth kid talking about wanting to die while simultaneously being the bully beating the emo kid. What was I doing? I mean, the only thing on FNT that I was in a bad mood about was my fucking, well, other than normal was my hiccups.
Other than normal. Yeah, he's always in a bad mood in general.
Yeah, the hiccups were awful, man. It went on for over like 24 hours. It sucked. I wanted to record a video. You know what I wanted to record a video about after FNT?
What?
I wanted to record a video about the Rey
Nintendo
movie.
Switch 2? Oh, okay.
I don't care about the Nintendo Switch 2.
I do.
I don't. That's why I didn't want to record a video. But I wanted to make a video
for Mario Kart, man. Come on.
No.
It's a new Mario Kart.
I wanted to make a video about the Rey movie, but I couldn't because I had the hiccups so bad. I could not get through recording. I couldn't go 20 seconds without hiccuping. So I just had to fucking give it up and do it the next morning after they went away. But we haven't talked about it on this channel yet, Jeremy. But yes, the Rey movie, which just like when the news came out that the writer had left and it got obviously bumped from the release schedule, you saw so many of these people going out claiming it's canceled, it's canceled, it's canceled. And I said, I feel like it's a little premature. I feel like they're going to do everything in their power to make sure this happens in some way, shape, or form with the director they have on board, with Daisy Ridley being on board, with all these things. And sure enough, here we are. A new writer has been hired for the Rey movie. And Daisy Ridley did go ahead and put this out officially today on her Instagram. Daisy Ridley's Star Wars movie enlist writer George Nolfi, exclusive. So he's done Ocean's 12, which I wasn't a huge fan of. He also did Bourne Ultimatum, which I did like those first 3 James Bourne movies or Jason Bourne movies. But yes, they're going back at it once again to try to make the Rey movie work. Rumored to be about 15 years after what we saw in the sequel trilogy starring Daisy Ridley's Rey as a Jedi Master. Jeremy, are you excited for this?
I'm excited to make content out of this because this is going to be a shit show. I don't think that this movie is going to do well. It's already in production hell just from the fact that is this the 4th writer now? The 4th writer we've had?
Technically, but in reality, so the first one was Damon Lindelof and Justin Britt Gibson together. They were like working together on one.
Okay.
And to be honest, that was supposed to be an old Rey, like a 70-year-old Rey Skywalker. So it's tough to even kind of count that, but they still wanted to make something surrounding Rey. Then when they announced that Daisy Ridley and Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy were there, that's when they announced Stephen Knight from Peaky Blinders. He worked on it for about a year. Nothing happened, left the project. Now here we are a few months later, and George Nolfi is the new guy. So technically 4 people have been attached to a Rey movie, really 3 writing teams.
Three writing teams, yeah. So this seems like it's going to be a big problem for them. They have no real vision of what they're wanting to do here. It's typical Lucasfilm. So we've got our activist director who's still on board. We now have our third writing team. And you have a character that no one actually cares about. No one cares about Rey. Nobody. Now, there was once upon a time where I thought Rey had a lot of potential after The Force Awakens, depending on what direction they were going to take it. This character is so irrelevant that I don't see how this movie does anything beyond maybe like an Ant-Man movie in the Marvel Cinematic. I don't know how this movie makes $500 million. I really don't. And do we have a rumored budget on this movie?
We don't know. We don't know.
We don't have anything.
Obviously,
it's not even this movie
supposed to be in production.
I think this movie has the potential to be the biggest flop in Disney Star Wars history over even Solo. And Solo, by the way, lost money. Now, will this one lose money per se? I'm just about in terms of overall. What did Solo do at the box office? 300 million, something like
350, something like that, right?
I think this could potentially do less than Solo.
Will overall. It cost as much as Solo? I guess
that will be the question.
Yeah,
but yeah, just in terms of the overall interest, there's nobody interested in this. Kylo Ren is dead, so is she gonna run around with this fucking Force Ghost or some bullshit?
Actually, made almost 400 million, so 393 million.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think that this movie is going to be successful at all. I think it's going to be a massive flop and a massive slap in the face, and it will finally show that all of the fans that have been telling you that Disney has completely destroyed all of the goodwill that they had with the Star Wars fan base, this will show that. So Force Awakens, $2 billion all the way down to whatever this is going to make, and it's going to be a glaring glaring example of how bad things are.
Yeah. And I did just like when we first got the news that the release schedule had changed, it wasn't on the release schedule. Obviously, there was no way it was going to make a 2026 release date if nothing had been written yet. A lot of people said, oh, it's canceled. This is one thing that they're going to try their damnedest not to cancel. Okay. Not to say that won't happen in some. We see a lot of Star Wars, that happen to a lot of Star Wars projects. But if you think that Sharmeen Obaid-Chinoy, the activist, feminist, person of color director who made such a big deal about all this, if you think she's going to go quietly into the good night, if something like that were to happen, I think you'd be mistaken. So I think this is something that they actively, Kathleen Kennedy and the activists at Lucasfilm, they desperately want this to happen. I don't think they're going to stop trying like some of these other projects that we've seen in the past. It's kind of always been my opinion on it. And here we are. They haven't given up on it yet.
Yeah,
I good decision too.
I think that this is going to be a big problem for them. I think the best route for them would be to cancel it. I know that would create a lot of controversy for them, but I think that canceling this would be better than them releasing this piece of shit and it coming out and flopping, because that's what I think is going to happen.
Chris B could be way worse, Ryan. I can't imagine you keeping it cool playing a multiplayer game with Jay. He seems so permanently absent-minded sometimes. Depends on the game, I suppose.
Is this new Selena Gomez video? Have you seen this?
What is it?
So is this actually Selena Gomez crying about Donald Trump right now?
I just wanted to say that I'm so sorry. All my people are getting attacked. The children. I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't. I don't know what to do. I'll try everything, I promise. I just wanted to say.
Hollywood elitist Selena.
It's just a message about "I'm sorry, Mexico." Is that what
sympathy for illegal Mexican immigrants being deported under Donald Trump's policies. And then I saw Posobiec says Selena Gomez is crying. I repeat, Selena Gomez is crying. This is not a drill. God, did you see the Jewel? Did you see her?
I saw her apologize to her
the LGBT. Yeah. She apologized to her LGBTQIA fans for appearing at a RFK event or some shit like that.
Yeah, she performed at some Make America Healthy Again or something. Yeah.
I love this timeline. This is so great. So,
River Miles, Obama's just there for the men in tights. Chikara for 20 just got here. Really talking about Taylor again? Not me too much. Bert Emanuel. Thank you, Chris Crane. Bert Emanuel is that wide receiver for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's right. Thank you. The Gilk Man returns for $20. Much love. Keep being amazing. Thank you for making it safe to be a geek again. I have some health problems going on. Some serious, some not so serious. Please send prayers and vibes. I would appreciate it. Much love.
You got this, Thomas.
Hey, hope everything's okay, Thomas.
Yeah, man. You got this, brother. Prayers up for Thomas in the chat.
Alabama Griggs. They should ask me about all Bama games.
Jesus Christ. What is that?
So you as Obama. Chat's mom. Ryan's forehead needs to up your beard game. Thank you. Stephen DeLeon for 5. Rooting for the Eagles like when I rooted for the Patriots against the Seahawks.
Okay, Stephen. Can you do me a favor and pull for the Chiefs? Because your track record isn't great lately, okay? So can you pull for the Chiefs, buddy, please?
To be fair, like his team did make the AFC Championship game and the College Football Playoff Championship.
Yeah, but they both lost. So.
Right, I know. But all that year they did very well. Like, the track record is actually pretty good. The track record is like
just put Chiefs football rules all.
Like 28 and 4. That's the track record this year.
Put Chiefs football rules all. That's what you need to put, Steve.
That's true. Tobias, remember to hold up a controller now and then so the bots leave you alone for streaming anything. Worked on that MMA fight streamer. All right. 1-800-DANKY. Your hiccup video got no views.
Yeah. Well,
that's your fault for fucking it wasn't funny. There was nothing funny about it, and you clipped it out. So, get fucked. Demi Moore's tapeworm for 20. I was never a holy roller, but I have witnessed an exorcism. All I can tell you is unnatural, and even the air is off. It's hard to comprehend what you're seeing. It happened at a farmer's market. Evil is real. I've seen it. Yes, I don't want to get into it, but I do not like possession stuff. I don't give a fuck about no ghosts or none of that shit.
Does this mean you're not going to watch Fallen?
I'll watch it, but it creeps me out. That's like one of the only things that scares me.
Fallen is really freaky. It's really freaky.
Yeah. Experiment member for 20 months. Thank you. Health Minister of Belgium for 199. Fly Eagles Fly. Thank you. Selena Gomez crying her eyes out over deportations. She's big sad about America removing criminals and recovering 73,000 missing children. What a charming individual.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought when you showed that she was going to be like crying, like screaming about Donald Trump, basically.
Well, that's the thing.
It's an
is
embarrassing video. But
everybody, like even Colin Rugg, just posted about it. So so I guess this was that is exactly what it was. That's what I thought it was going to be too. I didn't listen to it prior. I just saw the headlines.
Yeah.
So
but this gets people to click. So yeah.
Yep.
Operation One for 30 shekels. I used to write fanfics online for years. Most of what I've written and seen is rather harmless. So we're not all psychos. Hope you realize that. They gave us a bad name. Not saying all of them are like that. But I'm saying there's a lot of female fanfic, sexual fantasy people that insert their sexual fantasies into these different things.
Yeah, if you own it, then like I said, with Savvy, she's a fucked up weirdo, but she'll own it. Okay, cool.
I don't know how much better that makes it, but yeah, I don't know if I want Savvy writing my Star Wars either. But thank you, Opera. I'm not saying all fanfics are like that. I'm just saying there's a breed of females out there that make shit like that, and those are the ones who are now writing for these big time productions.
Yeah, I don't want Savvy writing Star Wars.
No, stay the fuck away.
Yeah.
NTR Uncle for 5. When do you know a woman's tears are real? When no one's around to see them. Afuera. Thank you. Hope I didn't just say a slur. Stephen De Leon rules all. Yeah, that one ain't working for you, well. That one ain't working for you, buddy. Jose Contreras for $1. Remember Mahomes' wife was on TV until she supported Trump. Well, Mahomes' wife was on TV until she became so fucking annoying and everyone hated her, and then his brother got arrested for sexual assault and all those things. That all happened before the Trump stuff. But yes.
And apparently Selena Gomez deleted the video.
Sith Eternium. Well, the funny thing is, Selena Gomez is under a lot of fire right now, specifically from Mexicans, because she is Mexican-American, but she doesn't speak Spanish, right? She has Mexican heritage, but she grew up here, doesn't speak Spanish, all this shit. And she's catching a lot of flack for being in that Emilia Perez movie.
Yeah.
Because people criticize her Spanish, and Mexicans hate the movie because of how it portrays Mexico. And so she's catching a lot of flack because of that. So maybe that's one of the reasons she put that out.
Let's go.
I'm sorry, Mexico. Do you know what I mean?
I love it. Yeah.
Potentially. But
I love it.
Sith Eternium for Canadian 2. Razor Fist, aka Goomer Fist, is cooked. I honestly have not been paying attention to any of these people that are fighting over Goonergate and all of this other shit. And I don't really care. But I don't know
exactly.
You're
supposed to take a stand, Ryan. You're supposed to take a stand, Ryan.
I'm supposed to say that I don't think that everyone involved is retarded and take a side. Oh, okay. I don't care about these fucking retards. Operation One. Well, when you put it that way, it sounds deranged and twisted to me too. Thanks for clearing that up. Yeah, that's all I meant. But I think
that it.
Pat for $1. Ask Danky to post the clip of Ryan yelling, "My Dixie wrecked."
He'll do it.
Butter Biscuit for $1. My problem is, why don't the refs get access to the same camera angles we as viewers get? Apparently they don't with all these blown calls. What's the point of replay then across the last board? Almost all of the angles we see on TV, they have access to. There's not a single angle from that play last night that is definitive in any way, shape, or form. There's not one. Now, if there's one that's like, hey, I think I saw from this angle that Josh Allen was holding it here, but I can't see the ball here. But I think that because he moved here, even though that guy's in the way, obviously they can't do that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What the hell is Goonergate? It's people fighting over sexy characters in video games, and the whole thing is retarded.
I've made my statements pretty clear on it multiple times, but I guess that's not enough for, the internet. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm not for censorship of any kind. With like censoring art for the sake of censoring art. And then somebody was like, brought up, like, when I said that, somebody's like, so is it okay for so and so to draw Keemstar's underage daughter or something like that? And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It's not censorship.
That's old shit there.
Yeah, I was like, that's not, has nothing to do with censorship. No, children are off limits. That's a retarded statement to ask. But in terms of like general censorship, no, I'm against that. So I don't think you should be censoring shit. Let people make the art they want to make.
Let's see. American Primeval is crazy and good. I've heard good things. I just watched Night Agent season 2 on Netflix. It released a couple days ago. I watched that. Really solid. It leads on to. It's not really a cliffhanger, but it obviously sets up for a big season 3. And so I need to watch American Primeval. I've heard it's good. The Goonergate stuff is obnoxious to the point of coming off as some dumb Tumblr drama from back in the day. Just draw a concession and shut up. Yeah, I'm just
well,
tired.
look, there's people are interested in it. We uploaded a Goonergate video to Geeks Gamers 2, got like 40-something thousand views, so there's a ton of views in it, and that's fine. Like,
people love a lot of fucking drama. People love drama between creators. People love drama between all these fucking people. And yeah, it gets great views, gets a lot of attention. Be careful what you wish for when you go down the drama fucking farm. Careful what you wish for all the people involved.
Yeah, but
it can end up well.
I got more important things to worry about, like celebrities crying over Trump.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. I got to make another video about some black samurai in a fucking video game. So, but I think. Wait, hold on. We got that one. I think we're caught up. Caught up there. We're caught up there. We're caught up there. All right.
All right. RSVP MegaCon. Make sure if you are interested, come hang out with us. It's going to be a lot of fun. We also have our panel at MegaCon. Looking forward to seeing you guys there. This Saturday, we're going to be doing a watch party for the Royal Rumble on Locals. So make sure you guys have that on your schedule. Looking forward to that. I got Cobra Cast later tonight. And Ryan, what do you got going on?
I don't know. Videos.
You sound so thrilled.
Well, it ain't. It's not very exciting. So I don't know. What do you want?
So it is what it is. But anyway, thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate it. I'll see you for Cobra Cast a little bit later tonight. Have a good evening, and we'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. Say bye, Ryan.
Bye.
Fuck the Kansas City Chiefs. Fuck Taylor Swift.